Okay, hello and welcome. Sean Allison here. Thank you very much for joining me, all of my YouTube subscribers. What we're going to talk about now is what's going on with the overall market, what have we been making money with recently, and very importantly, what are some potential ideas that we can look to make money with this week? How would we structure these trades to make sure we have asymmetrical risk working in our favor, which simply means our potential profit is much higher than the risk we're taking on the trade, and how do we structure trades to be able to do that? So let's talk about all those things and let's jump straight into it. So we look here for this week. We have consumer confidence, which certainly a lot of people will be keeping a close eye on that. So consumer confidence, which will happen around half an hour after the market opens today. So we'll be keeping a close eye on that. Moving forward to the rest of the week, petroleum status report, manufacturing index as well. Certainly pieces of news that could see the markets move, and people will be certainly keeping an eye on those things. International trade in goods and services, jobless claims on Thursday, and the employment situation on Friday. So quite a lot of economic news this week for the markets to digest, and that will certainly or could potentially have an impact on where this market is likely to go next. So there's some of the economic news that is going on, but let's have a look at the actual charts right now. We can see the Russell 2000 is in a trading range, okay, as you can see here. Did break strongly above the 21 EMA and looking to go back up to the upper trend line of this trading range. So still range bound, but very strong on Friday, up almost 3%. The Nasdaq is very interesting, and this is where I'll be focusing my ideas on for this week, is in the Nasdaq, right? So we've moved up strongly. We've had a bit of sideways consolidation for a few days here, and now looking to break out of a bull flag above the 21 EMA. So I think there's some good opportunities here within the Nasdaq in the short term. S&P 500 is still in opening range bullish mode, right? We use our 92% accurate opening range, which was set on the third Friday of the month. We will reset it again on the first trading day of September. But for now, we're above our opening range there, and we are in bullish mode right now with the S&P 500. We can see that the Dow Jones Industrial has broken out of its trading range and is sitting just above the 21 EMA. And the transports, which were in a downtrend, have now broken out of that downtrend and using the upper trend line here as a support level, and is currently above the 21 EMA. So that's what's happening there. Gold still continuing to move higher after a bit of a sell-off there. Could potentially start to see some movement higher in gold, and we may look for some gold mining stocks going forward. Not right yet, but something we'll be keeping an eye on, and we will see what happens from there. If we look at the sectors of the market, the largest sector in the market, which is technology, XLK, moving up very strongly, right? A lot of money flow there. When we look at the risk sectors like the biotech sector, you can see that's still doing relatively well, okay? Still above the 21 EMA, still showing there is some appetite for risk in the market. Financials looking quite strong as well. Generally speaking, overall, I still have the same view as I did last week. There's nothing bearish about the market at this point, right? Obviously, a black swan event could occur and see the markets move down quickly, but trading what I see right now, not what I think. I have to say right now, we're in bullish opening range mode on the SPX. Nasdaq really moving up strongly. Many of the trillion-dollar companies of the world are within the Nasdaq, and a lot of money flowing there right now. So that's definitely where I'm going to be focusing my ideas to make money for this week. So let's have a bit of a look at where we've made our money recently. Microsoft has had a nice run here. We needed it to simply get above 290. So it broke above that 290 level. It gave us a 106% return in a week. So that, in 2 weeks, 106% return in 2 weeks. After 1 week, it was a 45% return on the risk that we took on the trade. Okay, so that was a very nice trade that worked out very, very well just in that one for 2 weeks. Apple was another one Now, this one has gone a little sideways, but however, because of the fact we set up a spread where we buy and sell an option at the same time, we were still able to make a 45% return in a week on this trade. So that was a call debit vertical spread, and we made a 45% return there. Pfizer, some of our members made a 64% return in a week. A few of the other members we had made a 100% return in a week, simply buying call options on this position. Now, we were able to minimize our risk and roll up the option. Some members did. Some members closed out and took their profits. Right now, we've closed the trade out. We're closing the trade out now, and we made a very nice return on this as it moved higher, looking for it to become the first vaccine to gain full FDA approval, which it has now had, right? So that worked out very well. That was another area where we have been making money. Now, another area that I spoke to you about, or another stock, should I say, where we've already made money once and we're now back into the trade, is on Riot. So you look at Riot at the moment, we see a left shoulder, a head, and a right shoulder here. So this is an inverse head and shoulders right now that I'm seeing on this particular stock, okay? Bitcoin mining stock. And I do like the look of this one at the moment. We're above the cloud, which I like to use as a line in the sand between bullish and bearish on the daily chart. So this one's interesting. Little mini bull flag here as well, forming after an inverse head and shoulder. So this is bullish. All I needed to do is get above $40 by the 17th of September, and we will make an 18.8% return in 21 days, 21 calendar days, okay? So that's what we're looking for there. It's looking quite good at the moment. Even if it doesn't get above 40, we will still be able to continue to cash flow that and pay down our investment. If it does get above 40, then the trade will be over by the 17th of September, and we'll make an 18.8% return. But I do like this one, and looking for it to continue to move up. That was up over 6.31% on Friday, so that one's looking really good, and that's another area where we are looking to make money. So if we look at the Nasdaq, which I think probably has the best money flow of any of the 5 indexes that we look at, I can see a nice bull flag there, okay, starting to break out of the bull flag. And, you know, if you can open that component watch list and look at all the different stocks within the Nasdaq, okay, and have a look at what some of them are doing. And, you know, this one here I do like the look of, AMD. Now, AMD is a stock where we could potentially make some money with. Let's have a look at this one. So if I take it back here, if I use the Fibonacci retracement tool, I take from the low here and I take to the high of this move, okay, you can see that we saw a strong move up here in AMD. It's now come back and tested the 38.2% fib level and the 21 EMA on the daily chart, and now starting to move higher. So it could be a little bit of a inverse head and shoulders here as well. Left shoulder, head, right shoulder there. So inverse head and shoulders, bouncing off the 21, bouncing off a significant Fibonacci level within an index that has strong money flow. I think this one could at least come and test prior highs here of around 122, 123. So what I want to be able to do is set up a call debit vertical spread at 115, okay? So I'm going to sell the 115, buy the 110 for the 15th of October, 15th of the 10th, 2021 expiry. And all I needed to do is get above 115, right? Obviously move beyond that, get past the sold strike, and we could be in very good profit on this one very, very quickly. So, you know, that particular trade there has a potential 124% return on risk. That's right, 124% return on risk, and I do like the look of that one to move higher and at least test prior highs here of around 122, right? So that's what I'm looking for with AMD. And, you know, if you have a bit of a look at AMD and you look at the earnings that has just gone for the second quarter, you can see that they were expecting 54 cents earnings per share. They actually reported 64 cents. They did expect around 3.6 trillion in revenue, and they actually reported 3.9 billion. So this is very good here. They did very nicely. They've grown their earnings 99.3% on a year-over-year basis. So pretty solid overall. If you go to Yahoo Finance and just have a bit of a look at AMD, and we have a look here at the statistics, so we can see it's a $135 billion company. Very efficient with the management here. Management's running it very efficiently, and they're getting a good return for their investment in the company. 66% return here, which is fantastic. They booked just over $13 billion in revenue. They have almost $3.8 billion in cash compared to $657 million in total debt. So that's very good as well. And institutions like the company with 69.45% of the stock being owned by institutions. We have a quick look here at its earnings history here. The last 4 quarters, it has beaten earnings expectations, right? So very strong in the last 4 quarters. And, is it going to continue to grow, right? That's what causes the stock to move higher. People buying it, obviously, but they buy it because of future earnings growth. And you can see here the next 5 years still predicted to grow at an annual rate of 32.44%. So overall, very, very good company. And I would say for me, at least a move there, right? I don't need it to have a massive move. I just need it to get above 115. And every day it stays above 115, I will be making money with my call vertical debit spread, okay? But my view is it could very easily come up and test these highs here, right? So that's definitely one position that we are looking to enter, and I think that will do well, right? So we like the risk to reward. We're setting it up with asymmetrical risk, and we are potentially making a much bigger profit than the risk that we are taking. Now, if we look at Facebook, have a look here at Facebook. We have a double bottom here, all right? So we have a double bottom above the cloud there. Quite a good level of support through there as well. So I do like the look of this, right on the cloud, double bottom here. This one looks good to me. I think we could see further upside here. Just looking at it on an hourly, 4 hourly, yep. From a monthly perspective, obviously very strong there, and even from a weekly perspective, looking good. But that double bottom there above the cloud, I think this could do very well. All I need it to do, though, right, and this is the beautiful thing about the way that we trade with options, we don't need to own the stock, we don't have to outlay huge amounts of money, and we're able to make substantial returns in a relatively short period of time, right? So all I want here with Facebook is for it to get above, just grab this horizontal line tool here, all I need it to get above is 375, right? 375. Now, right now, it's sitting at 372 and 63 cents. So it's only got to move up slightly above that, and every day it's above there, I'm making money. Okay, so I like the look of this. I am going to sell the 375, buy the 370, call debit vertical spread. That's what I'm doing. And that one, I think, has a high probability of success there, right? Around an 89% return on risk for that particular trade. So that's another one that I do like the look of going forward. And, if we have a bit of a look at what Facebook has been doing, let's have a look. So Facebook there, we have a look at their last quarter. Okay, they beat on their earnings expectation. $3.61 earnings per share, and 29.1 billion is what they actually reported, compared to what the consensus was, which was only $3.03 earnings per share and 27.8 billion in revenue. So they grew their revenue 55.6% year over year. So that's obviously very strong. And we just have a quick look here at the financials, just so we get a bit of an idea of the company itself. $1 trillion company, very good return on equity, well above that 20%, so that's solid. You can see here they've got around 64 billion in cash compared to 12.5 billion in total debt, so that's solid as well. And we've got held by institutions over 80%. Have a quick look here at their past earnings and their growth rates. They, again, have 4 quarters in a row of beating earnings expectations, right? And they almost beat by 20% just now. So very solid there. The next 5 years, around 28.6% growth estimate. So, good company as well. A double bottom pattern there, or a W pattern, looking for that to bounce higher and just need it to get above 375, and obviously a strong move above that will be able to profit and get out of the trade very, very quickly. So I like the look of that. High probability of success, and utilizing the power of options is going to make us significant money if it does do that. Now, that's exactly what we set up with Microsoft, how we made our 106% return in 2 weeks, exactly what we did with Apple, made a 45% return in a week, and we've been doing very, very well. Palantir is another trade that we are in. This one is working out very, very nicely right now. We like the long-term prospects for this stock. Could this 10 years from now be a $1 trillion company as well? Potentially, right? So this is one of those companies that, for me, is great to own long term and utilize the power of options to make cash flow from the stock while you're holding it. Very smart. Reduce your risk, pay down your investment, and hold a really good quality company with great growth prospects going forward. That's another trade that we're in, and that one is doing very nicely as we speak. So we're really crushing it in the market right now. We're doing extremely well with all of our trades, and it's working out a treat. The only one that is not quite doing what we want right now is Yum. So still holding this one for now. We've got a spread out until the 15th of October, so still plenty of time. Sitting around the 21, we're looking for it to bounce off the 21 and move higher, obviously. If it does start to have consecutive closes below the 21, we'll probably exit. That's the only trade right now that we have that is not really performing, but has plenty of time to do so. So that's what's going on for this week. That's what I made money with last week, and that's what I'm looking to make money with this week. We are doing very well, understanding the money flow, understanding what's going on in the markets, reading what the charts are telling you. Remember, people lie, numbers don't. Look at the numbers, and right now the numbers are bullish. Okay, there is no doubt about that. Could that change? Absolutely. We're going to have a new opening range set in just a couple of days, right? So the 1st of September is going to be a new opening range for the market. But when we look at the current opening range, we are bullish, right? We've broken into bullish mode, and we will continue to trade what we see and not what we think. So bullish right now. That's where we're looking to make money. Nasdaq is the area of focus. Look forward to talking to you all again. And again, if you haven't subscribed, click on the subscribe button right now. Like the video, and we really enjoy having you here. My goal is to continue to show you how I'm making money, keep it very practical, give you my quick analysis of the market, but really keep it practical, so how you can go ahead and start making money, right? But I can also do some very good educational content here if you would like me to do that. Now, if you want to know how we made 106% return on Microsoft, and how we make 45% return in a week on Apple, and how we've been able to do that consistently for many, many years, and how we set up these very high probability trades without huge amounts of risk and without needing the stock to move very far at all. In some cases, doesn't even need to move in price to make substantial returns. Let me know, right? If you want me to go through how I do a vertical spread and how that works, send an email to support@cashflowoptions, all one word, cashflowoptions with an s.com.au. Send an email there, say, I would love Sean to do a few educational videos for us on vertical spreads, and I can show you the power of that and how you can really start to utilize that. Just about all professional option traders will utilize that vertical spread strategy, and when done correctly, can be very, very powerful way of you generating income and growing your wealth. So let me know if you want me to do that. Let me know what you think of the YouTube channel, and I'll talk to you all again next week. All the best, and bye for now.